All right, so we are recording. Here's minute 51, which is actually in packet day 1, and minute 50 isn't actually day 2. So I messed up. Apologies. We're going to go with it. Joanne has 15 basketball cards. Jackie has 8. If Joanne gives Jackie 5 of her cards, how many will each girl have? So Joanne, who has 15, is going to give 5 cards away, which will give her 10. This is Joe. And Jackie has 8, and now she's getting 5 more, which will give her 13. So Joe now has 10, and Jackie has 13, and hopefully that part makes sense. What is the total number of degrees in a triangle? So every triangle, just so you know, has 180 degrees. Always. Never changes. So having known that, if you didn't know that, all triangles have 180 degrees, we're going to add that. We have 60 here and 30 here. So 60 plus 30 is 90. And 90 plus 90 equals 180. So I'm going to put my 180 degrees up here. Number 3, write using bar notation. So bar notation is where you find a pattern, like where the numbers repeat continuously. And in this case, we only have one number that repeats. So the bar will only go over the one number that's repeating. So this is the number 3800. There's 38 hundredths there, so I'm going to put my 38 hundredths. And then I'm going to put this line over the top, and that means if you ever see something like that, that 8's going to go on and on and on. Next, square roots. So square roots are talking about basically a number times itself to get to a number. And we got to get to the number 9. So the square root of 9, two numbers, equal numbers that get to 9 would be 3. 3 times 3 is 9. So now we need to get to another square number. And that square number is 16. And the square root of 16, we're looking at two numbers times itself that get you to 16, which would be 4 times 4. Now if I wanted to go even bigger, just to let you know, I could go 25. The square root of 25 is 5 times 5. But the square root would be 5. The square root is 4, and the square root of that one is 3. You could keep going up if you wanted to. So the square root of 16 is 4. Becky is the same height as Brittany. So here's Becky and here's Brittany. They're the same height. And then Brittany is the same height as Mandy. Are Becky and Mandy the same height? Well, of course, because those two are. So the answer would be yes. Oops. If 3x plus 2 equals 11, could x be 5? Well, remember, if we're looking at x here, anytime you see a number next to a variable, the only kind of math you're doing there is multiplying. So this is 3 times whatever number, and in this case it's going to be 5. And it says, could x be 5 if it equals 11? Well, 3 times 5 equals 15. So could it be true? Nope, it can't be, because if we add 2 more, that's way over 11. So they're not balanced. So that side would be at 17, and this side would be at 11. They're not equal. So nope, it can't. Which company, so it says for problem 7 to 8, use the graph over here. Which company, A, B, or C, made the poorest investments in 1 year? Pay attention to the color of the lines here. C is actually in the middle. Which company made the poorest, went down the most? Well, if you're paying attention to the stock market, this looks a lot like what happened not that long ago. So went down. This company had $20 million, and then they ended up with $10 million. I'm assuming somebody lost their job over that. That would be company A. Number 8. Which company, A, B, or C, made the investment in the best investment? I'm going to underline that. In 1 year. Well, we're looking for the opposite, so the most. Well, this one looks really good. They went from 15 million to almost 25 million. They did the opposite. So that would be company, the black one is B. How many sides does each of these shapes have? A rectangle, draw a shape if you need to, 4. A pentagon, 5. And an octagon, like an octopus, has 8. Now, the one part I want to make sure we talk about is the very bottom one. Change to improper. Improper means the number on top is larger than the number on the bottom, which means you have more parts than you have to make more holes. So how you undo this is called a mixed number, is you undo it. And you think about undoing, you're going to undo this by going from the bottom to the top, and you're going to multiply the bottom numbers and then add the top number to whatever you get. So right here we have 3 times 5 is 15 plus 1, which would get us 16 over 3. And again, if I were to write it as an equation, that's what it would look like. And everything's always over the same number on the bottom. So I could just go ahead right here and put a 3, go ahead right there and put a 4. And that number just goes right across. And then I'm going to undo them by multiplying and then adding. Again, I'm setting my problem up by multiplying and then adding. So now we have 3 times 6 plus 2. 3 times 6 is 18, plus 2 is 20. 20 over 3. This one is 4 times 3 plus 1. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 is 13 over 4. And there we go. If your page looks like this, give yourself a big fat plus 10 out of 10. A plus. Have a great night.